Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has given a very special verse. Ashlishava Padaratam Vinashtumam Adarshana Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tatava Vidadatulam Pato Mat Prananatastu Saheva Naparaha. May, may Krishna hug me tightly, her maid who fell at his lotus feet, or trample me or break my heart without appearing in front of me. He is a racket, and in the end he can do whatever he wants, and still only he and no one else will be the ruler of my heart. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, explaining the meaning of the verse, is speaking on behalf of Srimati Radharani. He says, I am the servant of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. He is the personification of transcendental happiness and all rasas. If he hugs me very tightly and allows me to feel his oneness with him, or even if he does not appear in front of me and leaves me apart from him, he will still somehow remain in my body and in my mind. And thus, he remains my Lord from life to life. My dear friends, please listen to what I have decided. Krishna is the ruler of my life under all circumstances. He shows love to me or kills me, hurting me sometimes. Krishna leaves the company of other gopis and obeys me with his whole body and mind. In this way, he manifests my great fortune and inflicts grief on others by engaging in love games with me. Or at other times, since no one can predict what he will do, and he is the most cunning of all, this hangover with a great desire to deceive others begins to hang out with other women, begins to hang out with other women, and then he begins to love them and causes great sorrow to my heart. But despite this, he remains the ruler of my life. I don't care that he inflicts grief on me. The only thing I want for him to be happy, because his happiness is the purpose of my life. However, if he feels happiness causing grief to me, this grief will become my happiness. I don't care that he inflicts grief on me. The only thing I want from him to be happy, because his happiness is the purpose of my life. However, if he feels happiness causing grief to me, this grief will become my happiness. This is Prabhupada says that Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur commentary, that a devotee does not pay attention to his own happiness or his own sorrow. The only thing that interests him is that Krishna be happy, and for this purpose, he engaged in all kinds of activities. A pure devotee never puts his happiness ahead. The only thing he needs is for Krishna to be happy in every way. If Krishna becomes happy by causing him grief, such a devotee will accept this grief and consider him his greatest happiness. Materialistic people, however, are very proud of their material wealth and they do not have spiritual knowledge. Like Prakrita Sahajas, they consider their own happiness as the main purpose of life. Some of them want to enjoy themselves by sharing Krishna's happiness, but that's the karmi mentality. And there is one more important verse which says, if Krishna is attracted by beauty of another woman, this is Radharani is saying, and wants to enjoy with her, but he is unhappy because he cannot gain her favor, I will go to this woman, fall at her feet, take her hand, and bring her to Krishna to give him pleasure. When the beloved Gopi shows some anger at Krishna, and angry Krishna, actually Krishna is very pleased when the Gopi chastises him. She shows her pride properly, and Krishna enjoys this mood. But then she gives up her pride, and it costs her nothing to drop her pride. Why does some woman continue to live if she knows that Krishna's heart is unhappy? but still shows her anger towards him. She's only interested in her own happiness. I curse such a woman and I want. So this is, I curse such a woman. So Radharani is saying. So Prabhupada is writing that a devotee who is satisfied only with his own sense pleasure certainly deviates from serving Krishna. Being attracted by material happiness, he is in the end becomes a Prakriti Sahaja, whom I consider non-devotee. And there are so many things and very nice story it is explained. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining the nature of pure love. And it is theoretically, at least we should try to understand what this love is. This pure love exchange between Srimati Radha and Krishna is brought by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the world for the first time. Although Srimad Bhagavatam was thousands of years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even and Srimad Bhagavatam, this love was not shown very clearly. Thousands and millions of people read Srimad Bhagavatam, but no one fully understood the mood of Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though the Shastras are not very direct about Krishna, Vedas speak directly about Krishna. Vedas not directly about Krishna. Vedas speak indirectly about Krishna. But when it comes to Srimad Bhagavatam is quite direct. Krishna himself actually says that the purpose of Vedas is Vedaisti Sarve Rahameva Vedi. I am to be understood by the Vedas. But in Kali Yuga, for people, it should be explained very directly for them to understand what is Krishna. They cannot understand anything aparoksha, paroksha. It is indirect way. It should be directly explained. And Bhagavatam is considered a quite direct shastra. It is directly speaking about Krishna. But when it comes to Srimati Radharani and love between Krishna and Srimati Radharani, even in Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami, where he is explaining everything directly about Krishna, when it came about Srimati Radharani and Krishna, he did not even dare to speak it directly, even Sukadeva Goswami. Be- This is therefore when this is a very exalted matter. That's why we need to understand the tattva first. This love between, now people are making movies out of it and serials of Radha and Krishna, and they're making so many popular songs of Radha and Krishna. But Sukadeva Goswami did not dare to speak it so publicly. That means he want people, that is very confidential. This love between Radha and Krishna, this is only hinted. Actually, it is there everywhere, but very slight. It is not directly explained. The explanation that is given, actually, Acharya says that the whole Bhagavatam is glorifying Srimati Radharani. Even the name is not there, but it is indirectly glorification of Srimati Radharani only. So the example is, and analogy is given that, say, if you take this mehendi, the people apply in their hands. This mehendi, it is having this red color. Of course, the leaves are green, but when you crush and apply to the hands, and when you remove, it becomes red. So red color is there all through the mehendi leaves, but it is not seen. So similarly, Bhagavatam, from first shloka to last shloka, it is glorifying Srimati Radharani, but indirectly. That is the speciality. Poetry means, if it is direct, that means not so much relishable. So if I tell that, okay, this person is very handsome and she is very beautiful, that is okay, direct statement. But if I say that when I look at him, you know, I feel that even the when he walks, the walk of a uh, elephant and walk of a big lion, it cannot be compared to his walk. That means I am glorifying his work indirectly, not directly telling he just. So poetic way of telling things is you have to indirectly tell something, and that's how the glorification. If you say, "Oh, the beauty of moon," no, I feel it becomes pale in front of her. I didn't tell that she's beautiful, but I am telling the beauty of moon becomes pale in front of her means she is more beautiful than the moon. So The way of glorifying is that we are trying to tell the same thing in a indirect way. So now to glorify Radharani, whole Bhagavatam is actually glorifying Radharani, but it is told completely indirectly. That is the speciality of poetry. So Sukadeva Goswami, he want to glorify Radharani, but he is not telling it directly. So there is one, there is, uh, uh, there are two very famous poets in the West. Uh, uh, I forgot their name. So one of them, they were having rivalry. So one of them, they wrote a novel. Novel glorifying, means it was about a woman. She was first a child and she was with her father, and then she got married to one person, and then it's a very mundane novel, but very important point that is to be understood. So then when she was work with some theater person, then she was with the grandson. So in all cases, what this woman did, when she was with the father, she was completely involved in whatever father is doing and try to assist him, and she was taking his father's business or whatever very seriously. When she was with the person who is with the theater, was completely involved with the theater things. Whatever he used to feel, she used to feel for it. And then when she was married, whatever husband was feeling, she was. And then she was with the grandson who was studying, and he was so serious about exam, and it was so much affected by whatever. And then the author, he was making fun of the woman. Oh, she's such a fool. But uh, what what was explained by the competent rival is, he is trying to make her fool, but it is not correct. He is not understanding what is love. Love means to get involved in the emotion of the other person whom we are loving, not what I want. We should get involved in what the other person want. Then it is love. So we feel for other person. We start thinking what he wants, and but nothing for myself. That is actually love. What is explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? This we should feel for Krishna. What Krishna feels. Here, people try to do it for their man-woman relation. But what happens is there, here, we start expecting from the other person after some time. We cannot do it selflessly. That is the uh, unfortunate situation here. That here also people start thinking about their partner, but unfortunately they start expecting from the partner. But it is not actually real love. Real love is when we are completely involved in what the other person wants. So here, this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming and explaining. So here, one point I was trying to tell is that Sukadeva Goswami is trying to glorify Srimati Radharani indirectly. And indirect glorification is actually glorification, a highest form of glorification. And second thing is, love means we think of the other person more. That means we start thinking what Krishna wants, what Krishna likes. This is the mood in which we can understand Srimati Radharani. So when we develop this mood of thinking of other person, especially for Krishna, we can understand what Srimati Radharani is. So who is Srimati Radharani? She is the main energy of Krishna. Krishna is the source of energy. He is the focus of all energy that people in this world are striving for. So Srimati Radharani is main energy in this world. The most amazing source of energy, because of which everything is growing, everything is developed, the life is there, and everything is happening. It is all because of this energy. So here, uh, but that is all coming from the, we can see because of sun, we can see all the energies that are around here, and even the moon is the reflection of sun. So in front of sun, moon's energy is very insignificant, but in front of Srimati Radharani, sun is very insignificant. That means we can, it is just a, it's not a good comparison, but still we can understand that how, uh, how great will be Srimati Radharani, whose appearance day we are going to celebrate tomorrow. So Krishna, she is the Krishna's energy and the personification, manifestation of his energy. So her energy, the energy that feeds the whole world, the energy of love. This is Srimati Radharani. What is that energy? Energy of love. Like the sun is feeds on her energy. It's a spark of her energy. And when we chant this Gayatri mantra from the Rig Veda, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsavitarvarenyam. So here, when we say the word uh, Bhargo means energy. Devasya means this energy comes from God, Krishna. So this is what is meditation. So when we are meditating every day, the Brahman initiated devotees they do Gayatri 3 times. They are meditating on the energy. And where is that energy coming from? That is coming from Srimati Radharani only. So the proper meditation is meditation on Srimati Radharani. This is the spark of his energy. Srimati Radharani's energy. And the main energy of Srimati Radharani is the love, energy of love, which makes everything run here. Even Krishna also, he will be captured by her energy. So Ladini Shakti, Sambit Shakti, and Sandini Shakti. Three Shaktis of Krishna are there. Now, in this Sandini Shakti is what is the that is in the spiritual world, Sandini Shakti. It is the all the spiritual world is the manifestation of Sandini Shakti. So all the items, table, chairs, Krishna's paraphernalia, this is all manifestation of Krishna's Sandini Shakti. And when it comes to the material world, it becomes Tamoguna here. The Sandini Shakti is transformed. It is the when it comes to material world, it's Tamoguna. And then there is uh, Samvit Shakti. Samvit Shakti is the energy manifestation. This is the Sattva part. Sattva is Samvit Shakti. This is and by Krishna. And Sandini is represented by Balram. Now comes the most important, that is Ladini Shakti. That is a bliss aspect of the spiritual world. When it manifests here, it manifests as Rajoguna. So this is predominated by Srimati Radharani. She gives the bliss. And that bliss, when it comes to material world, is Rajoguna. The desire to enjoy comes here. There it is desire to serve. When it is perverted, it is desire to enjoy. You can see the difference. So when we make this Rajoguna, when we start developing a desire to serve, it changes. So now, similarly, if we see the functions of our mind, mind also has three functions: thinking, feeling, and willing. So the thinking part uh, uh, and willing part, they are little weaker, but the most important thing is feeling parts. I like, I don't like. I like, I don't like. You see, this is actually what is the Sandhini part. So the Jnana functions are there. So emotions and feelings. So these are the most important thing. Now, if you see, we have three types of yogas, right? Jnana yoga, Karma yoga, and Bhakti yoga. Now, if you take this Jnana yoga is connected with what? Jnana yoga is connected with the Samvit Shakti, knowledge part. And then there is a desire part, right? So the desire part is the thinking part is jnana, desire part is karma. We have that's why three yogas only there. Desire part is karma. I do this, I get this. I do this, I want to do get this. I do this, I want to get this. So this is desire part. And then there is knowledge part, that is thinking part, that is connected to jnana. And the feeling part, the most important thing is feeling is bhakti yoga. So mind has three functions. We have three yogas: thinking, feeling, willing. And this is the feelings part uh, where the bhakti part comes. So our So the energy of knowledge that is in our mind, and finally there is bhakti yoga, the trying to cultivate their feelings. Now, in original tattva of Krishna, there are three primordial energies. Three primordial energies are manifested, and then they are distinguished, and they are pervertedly manifest. So Rajoguna reflects the original energy of Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani, Ladini Shakti, and all these uh, threes we can find there in this material world. So everything has these three modes. Yeah, willing part is karma yoga, that is coming from this Sandhini Shakti, means the desires we have, right? And now Srimati Radharani, we'll try to understand, not so easy. Now, what happens when the sages of Naimisharanya ask Sudha Goswami, please tell what is the highest happiness we can get? What is the highest essence of scriptures where the highest happiness is explained? So, for that, Sutta Goswami says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo ito bhakti radokshaje ahaituki apratyata yayatma suprasidati. Atma is going to get the highest happiness when he says that when we do the most highest dharma, paro dharmo, that is what? Bhakti to Krishna. What Srimati Radharani is doing, she is also doing. Bhakti means to serve. To serve Krishna is the highest dharma of the soul, and it should be done how? Ahaituki apratita, without self interest, selflessly, and without any obstacles, without any hindrance. So, so here the most important thing is the highest form of dharma for the innate nature of the living entity is to develop devotion for Krishna. That is going to give the highest happiness. The meaning of pleasure is to realize our nature. Just by realizing our nature, we can be happy. A man cannot truly be happy if he does not realize his nature. Like if a person who is very strong and is very healthy, young, and is having all energies, if you keep him in solitary confinement in a just a small room, three steps ahead, back, and three steps front, and that's a small room. And now, how can you imagine how whether he will be completely happy? No, because he has that energy. He need to manifest his energy to be happy. I have some abilities. Now if I uh, manifest that abilities, then only I can be happy. So similarly here also, the nature of the soul which is confined in this body, it is actually not supposed to be in this body. Any We need to be free and completely manifest ourselves, but this body is restricting us from doing certain things. So because we had a fundamental error, a systemic error which happens in the computers, so the error itself is for these reasons we are we are having all the problems. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is explaining with the help of Srimad Bhagavatam, he is trying to explain that this is the most what is hidden in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is actually the highest nature of the supreme nature of soul is to give all our happiness to Krishna, so that all the energy that we have is given to him, and serving him, giving all his energy and fully realizing our eternal nature of love, we can experience the highest happiness. Now, how it happens is when we hear Krishna Katha. Why this is very important secret. When we hear Krishna Katha, why we become happy? See, we say when you serve Krishna, you will be happy. Now, the first service for Krishna we can do is chanting and hearing about him. Now, when I hear about Krishna, why I become happy? The reason is because if you hear about Krishna, Krishna likes it. And like say we also, if somebody speaks about ourselves, we like, oh, this person is very good, this person is nice. But this psychology is from Krishna only. Krishna is the same psychology, the original psychology. Krishna is very pleased when when we glorify him and his energies. And but in that way, when we make Krishna happy, immediately we get purified. Immediately we become happy. So Srimati Radharani shows what Krishna, by his example of his eternal love story between him and Radharani, shows all his beauty. So Krishna has to come with Srimati Radharani to show how beautiful he is. Because Krishna cannot manifest his Krishna manifests his beauty proportionate to the love that he experiences. Like say, if in the material world nobody loves him. That's why Krishna don't manifest only here. If you love him, we can see him. To the degree, even in our deities we are serving, to the degree we love Krishna, to the degree he manifests in the deities. Like say, go to Vrindavan, we see Krishna, Balram, Radhashtami. These are so beautiful because so many people come and show their love, so they manifest more. So the degree now, if you go to Brahmaloka or Vaikuntha Loka, they are also showing love to Krishna, but the love they show to Krishna is with awe and reverence. So that's why he manifests as Narayana only. So the love, the form is proportionate to love. And now Yashodamai loves Krishna so much. So he manifests as Bal Gopal because her love is like that. But the highest love is manifested by Srimati Radharani. So the most beautiful form of Krishna will be with Radharani because the love is proportionate to love. So wherever the love is there, he is manifesting like that. In the material world, people say, I cannot see Lord. Yeah, you don't see Lord because you don't love here. Why he will come here? Lord likes somebody who loves him. So in our house also, if you are seeing your deities, they are becoming more and more beautiful. That is the proportionate of the love which you are manifesting for them. The more you love them, more they starts looking beautiful like that. So now we are trying to, and Radharani shows all, Radharani is so attractive, and Krishna shows all his beauty. And Radharani has to come here to show us who is Krishna. Otherwise, we cannot understand. We'll only confine ourselves to some other forms. But if Radharani does not come to this material world, there is no way that we can understand the real beauty of Krishna. Her appearance made us understand to see the most beautiful form of the Lord, that is Krishna. Right? Now, uh, so what happens is when I listen to Krishna, our consciousness clears up because I appear because the appear the desire to finally approach Krishna, to become servant of Krishna, to become like him, uh, servant of Krishna. This desire will gradually manifest in us. So when I tell about Krishna, then what happens? We listen about him, and then the willfully the desire to strive for him comes. And why does Krishna not manifest him in the life of ordinary people? Because ordinary people do not care about him. Because people, they go to temple or they go to the Lord, they ask, my dear Lord, I want this, I want this, I want this. Lord says, actually, you don't need all these things. You need me only. I am thinking I need a job, I need a wife, I need a husband, maybe I need to go to America, or I need to become this, I need to get this money, this house. And when we go to Krishna and when we are chanting, we are thinking of all these things, or when we are asking for these things, Krishna feels very, no, very sad for us. He says, actually, you don't need all these things. You only need me. But unfortunately, but Krishna cannot tell it directly because he is a very gentleman. Normally, if a educated person, he don't want to impose himself on others. Like, how can he tell? No, no, serve me only. But sometimes he cannot restrain himself. Sometimes he tells, no, sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam manmana bhav madbhakto. Think of me, meditate on me. So sometimes he tells the stories directly, but many of the times he don't tell directly. But his devotees come and tell directly. No, no, you don't need all these things. You don't need the big villa. You don't need that big house. You don't need all the things which are accumulating in the house. You need Krishna only. Like yesterday, Maharaj was telling that one person, he said, I am not able to remember anything. I am forgetting all the things. And the Guru said, you remember Hare Krishna Mahamantra? I said, yes, that is sufficient. Anything is forget also, no problem. So in this world, we may forget everything. But if we can remember Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have perfected our life. And if we have remembered everything, not Krishna, then what is the use? So here, very important episode that happens in Krishna in Dwaraka. So when he was in Dwaraka, this is from the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. It is said that Krishna one day he woke up in the dream. In the dream, he was seeing all the Vrajavasis and inhabitants of Vrindavan. And as soon as he woke up, he started running. Because in Dwaraka, they created a Nava Vrindavan, a replica of Vrindavan with dioramas of all the Vrajavasis. The Dwarkavasis are afraid that Krishna may run away someday. So, though, in order to prevent him from running, they have made an arrangement so that he don't run. So, they made an arrangement that he stays here. So they kept all the replicas. So immediately Krishna runs to that now Vrindavan and he sees Mother Yashoda and he immediately goes and fell at the feet of Yashoda and start crying and pulling her sari. Maya, Maya, Maya. He started crying and then goes to Nanda Baba. Again he falls at his feet and he start calling Baba, Baba. And then he goes. He sees his friends, gopis, and he's so much sobbing them. And then Balram goes and brings Krishna back. Now there is, I think, mother of Kamsa, or wife, some relative of Kamsa, I think mother, I think Padmavati. She's an old woman and she is very malicious. So she begins to look at the queens of Krishna and Devaki and others, and she start mocking them. She start making fun. She says, "Oh, Devaki, you are very proud that you are mother of Krishna. He does not even love you. He loving he does whether he really loves you. You see, he is just going and crying." And you need to do penance to become the maid servant of the people of Vrindavan. That's what she says. And she begins to laugh and mock at them. She says, such an embarrassment for all you people. You are feeling very proud that I am the queen of Krishna, I am the mother of Krishna. You need to do penance and to become, even the servants. And who are this cowherd women? They are playing, they are taking care of cows. There is dung and there is dust everywhere. I know these people, they are not even sophisticated. They don't know even proper language and no like that. She's trying to mock them. Yashoda says, uh, Devaki says that, yes, whatever you say is right. In fact, I must serve Yashoda. This is what Devaki says. I must serve Yashoda. I have absolutely no jealous for her because Yashoda loves Krishna as much as I do not love him. And my duty is to serve Yashoda with all strength. Because, what is the reason? She says, because when I was doing penance and when Lord Brahma appeared before me, I said I wanted a son like Krishna. But Yashoda, and I also told I want son as Krishna. If you give, that is also. But Yashoda, when she performed penance and Lord Vishnu appeared, she says, I want to have love for Krishna. She didn't ask, I want to have son for Krishna, son as Krishna. She said, I want to have love for Krishna. And this is actually most important. She did not ask, and that is, Devaki says that when people just listen or read about how Yashoda loves Krishna and how Krishna loves Yashoda, their heart will be cleansed. This is Devaki says. So the dirt has one single nature, the dirt in the heart, which is the cause of all our pain and suffering. Like any part of the body, if there is a dirt, if there is some problem in the kidneys, dirt is there, you get kidney related problems. If there is some dirt in the liver or stomach, we get stomach related problems. When there is dirt in the heart, heart means not the physical heart, but in a subtle level, if there is dirt in the heart, then we become unhappy. So to the degree we are feeling unhappiness, to the degree we should know that our heart is not clean. That's very simple. And now the main reason of the dirt, the one single nature, the dirt is a desire for something for ourselves. If I am thinking about myself, my own selfishness, that is the cause of dirt. So when I want to do what I want, it is dirt. If I say I like, it is dirt. I should not say I like. I should say whatever is right, what is given in the Shastras, if I do, that is right. So even in this world also people see that people say that this person is very nice. When they say he is very nice, when he is selfless. When people see that this person is not doing anything for himself but for others, then they start appreciating. They say, oh, this person is very selfless, is very nice person, very nice person. So in essence, the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam is very simple. And this is the love story of Krishna and Radharani only, whole Bhagavatam. Very very, very simple love story. But it is very difficult for the people of this world to understand this love. Why? Because their hearts are completely filled with the dirt of selfishness. So, this world, people see a pure person is one who wants to do something not for himself. And a dirty person is a person who thinks only about himself. A selfish person is a person who thinks, and this is what is the main problem of this world. And Radharani is uh, trying to come and explain through her love, uh, and uh, at least I can tell that I think about myself. That means I have dirt in my heart. Whoever has thinking about themselves, they can know that there is dirt. But Srimad Bhagavatam, what is the highest ideal Bhagavatam is explaining. If we want to complicate, you know, if we want to complete absolute happiness, unconditional happiness, we must get rid of the desire to want something for ourselves, no matter how painful it is. Of course, very difficult to imagine because it is the most incredible thing in this world. But it is this incredible thing that makes a person incredibly powerful. So, Vedic culture, this is a quite appropriate thing. Like, no, in Vedic culture, the person is brought up like that to think about others, to serve others, so that he develop this selflessness. Ultimately, he can end up in Vaikuntha, where he is completely selfless. Then he is fit for Vaikuntha. So Vedic culture is very consistent on this principle, but modern culture is completely destroyed because the principle is in the modern culture is how I will enjoy now. So that is happily taking people to hell, not to Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha, but the highest form of selflessness is Srimati Radharani's. That is Goloka. Here, exactly opposite. Here, people are going to hell. Actually, they are not going to hell. They are already in hell. Here, presently, if you everybody is so envious because of envy, they are trying to kill each other. Husbands are killing wife. Wife is killing husband. This is the latest trend. Everywhere the news is. I don't know whether it was there previously or not, but it's such a very damaging to the consciousness, all these news and all. So it is the only right human culture explains how people should relate to each other, that people in the end should serve, and the child uh, uh, from the beginning he's taught to serve only, boy and girl. Now This is a very important thing in all cultures. So, and we will take for few more. I will tell some stories now. I told so much past time, it's philosophy. So, so in Vedic culture, people are said that you should serve. I have to serve the river. The man who comes to the river, first he has to take 3 drops, offer water to the river itself. It's a no mood always to serve. So anyway, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srimati Radharani manifest this to the highest degree. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives a story from the Puranas. This is from a very interesting story. It's even though it is a mundane story, but it gives such an important lesson. Because there was a Brahmana, a completely fallen Brahm and sinful, and he committed all kinds of sins and all kinds of offenses. And because of which he fell ill with leprosy. His fingers fell down, his legs his legs also fell practically, his nose got melted. But he had a chaste wife. And this wife, she accepted her husband as God. And she served him. She carried her husband. She was dragging in a basket because he could not even wash. She used to keep in a basket and take him. And regularly she used to take him to the river and bathe him. So one day, when he went to the river for bathing, he saw a prostitute. Her name was Lakshahira. That means her cost was 1 lakh Hiras to spend some time with her. So when this leper he saw, after coming home, he was little unhappy. And his wife said, "My dear Swami, why are you so unhappy?" He says that, "No, I want to enjoy her." And wife said, "Okay." Because she loved him so sincerely, she went to that prostitute, and every day, because she's a Brahmani, she started cleaning her in front of the house and making all the things. So as soon as the Lakshihira, the prostitute's maid came outside to see, everything is neat and clean. She was not knowing how is it possible. And then like that she was doing for few days. Then the prostitute she saw is a Brahmana lady. She said, "Oh, you are such a exalted person. I am not very not of a good reputation in the society, and why are you serving me?" She says, "No, I want to serve." So she started serving in the house for many days, and then Lakshihira was very pleased. He said, "What can I do for you?" She says, "Can you spend one night with my husband? He's a leper." But she was obliged. She felt obliged for this Brahmani lady. She said, "Okay." Then what happened? She took her husband in the basket and started pulling. Markandeya Rishi, he was uh, Uh, he was on the road that time. He saw this scene and he understood everything. This woman is carrying her own husband to another woman. And this husband is a world, he's a wreck, he's full of lust in his heart. And then Markandeya Rishi became very upset. He says, "This is too disgusting. This fellow is too much." And he cursed him. He said that uh, uh, that you will die, you won't see the daylight. So actually, what happened? She touched him something while passing. So Markandeya Rishi, that's why he was upset also, not just seeing. So he says he will die before the sunrise. Then she said, "Okay, then sun will not rise." And because she was so chaste, she became so powerful. If so, she says, "Sun will never rise because my husband will be alive and he will enjoy with this woman tonight." And because the sun will not rise from now, the universe, everything stopped. Because the power of her love was such that uh, Sati Savitri, okay. The power of her love was so much that the sun could not rise. It tried, but it failed. The earth stopped spinning, and we cannot know from the physical point of view how it stopped, but the whole thing stopped. And then the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they have to come pacify her, and everything was given. Now, Srimati Radharani gives this example. Can you imagine? And she says, even though it is seemingly worldly, but the example explains us the true love. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says here that Srimati Radharani's love has exactly this property. Ashlishava padartam pinashtuma madarshana marmahatam karotva yatha tatava vidadatulam pato mat prananadastu saeva naparaha. So I do not want anything for myself. The only thing I want is for him to be happy. And if he will be happy with this, if you need to bring someone to him, I will go to this woman, I will fall at her feet, I will beg her, please come to Krishna, become Krishna, because Krishna wants you to be with him. If this woman gets angry with him, as long as her anger gives him pleasure, I will rejoice. But when she crosses the boundary in her anger, when Krishna is already tired and she is angry and will still be angry, I will curse her so that lightning will struck her forehead. Actually, this is love of Srimati Radharani. So it's very difficult for us to understand. At least uh, we can only appreciate, because when a person begins to experience such love, Krishna becomes his obedient servant. God Himself does not understand how such love is possible, and for the sake of such person, Krishna is ready to do anything. So Prabodhan Saraswati says that in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, that he writes, when a little breeze flows up to Srimati Radharani, and this breeze playingly, slightly lifted the tip of her cloth. She's sitting and the tip of her cloth was slightly lifted, it touching on the ground. And when Krishna saw this and smells the smell coming from her, Krishna is very far away, hiding somewhere in the bushes. He begins to sob because he experienced the smell from the cloth of Srimati Radharani. And he begins to embrace the civil. And Prabodhan Saraswati Thakur says, I bow down not to Srimati Radharani. I do not bow down to Radharani. I bow down to the direction where she is. Where can I find her? No, he's just bowing down because I am bowing down to her love. I am not bowing down to her because who am I to bow down to him? That's what Prabodhanand Saraswati says. There is such a reverence to that mood of Srimati Radharani. This is the mood that should be in our heart. Uh, we should bow down from far in the direction of Srimati Radharani. And even Rukmini, she is very important point that she when she is speaking to Padmavati. I was telling na this pastime from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. She says to Padmavati, Rukmini says, "You are right. I am not ready. I am not even eligible to serve the gopis, because gopis they serve Krishna day and night." And she says, "But when I think about what they are doing, they are all abandoned, they have abandoned Krishna, sorry, abandoned everything for Krishna, their husbands, their children, and they ran to Krishna. What can I do? I can only bow to them because I am not capable of it." So nowadays abandoning wife and children is not very difficult for women. But that time it was very common. They used to go for sati. If husband dies, they used to burn themselves. Even a little finger burnt also, it is so difficult for us to tolerate. Can you imagine what is the pain it experienced to burn the whole body? But for them, separation for husband is more painful than burning the body. That's why they go for sati. And such women are leaving their husbands and children for Krishna. So what? Because they are Vedic women, we cannot imagine what kind of love they have. So Rukmini says, I cannot do it. Where uh, I can only with reverence and awe serve this love, talk about this love. And interestingly, Srimati Radharani recites three verses glorifying gopis and glorifying Srimati Radharani, but she don't take the name of Srimati Radharani because she felt no, this is very exalted. So another uh, one small pastime I learned that one time Tulsidas comes to Vrindavan and Surdas is also there is devotee of Krishna and Tulsidas devotee of Ram. So they were having a debate who is more powerful, Krishna or Ram. Then he said, okay. Surdas was saying it's Krishna and Tulsidas said, no, it is Radharani. Sorry, it is Ram. So then they say, okay, we'll have a competition. We'll prove it. We sit on a balance, weighing machine. And whichever goes down, that we should consider him as superior. Then Tulsidas was sitting on one side of the weighing machine, and other side was uh, uh, Surdas. And Tulsidas said, he was chanting Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. And here Surdas was chanting the name of Bal Gopal, 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 Krishna. And then the side of Tulsidas went down. So he became victorious. That means Ram is superior to Krishna. So then Surdas comes to Krishna and he starts complaining. He says, it's not my defeat, it is your defeat. Then Krishna says, Arey, no, when devotees fight, Lord is in trouble. Then Krishna says, Arey, why don't you understand? You see, first of all, you see the personality of Tulsidas. He is very healthy and you are very lean and thin. That is one thing. And second is, you see what he chanted. He chanted Sita and Ram, both. And you chanted Gopal. I am such a small boy, tiny boy. I came and sat with you on your lap, and you are already thin. Where is the chance that uh, I'll be heavier? There it is Sita and Ram and Tulsidas. Everybody is there. So if you want to win, you have to chant the name of Radharani. Then only Yugal mantra is there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you all very much. Have a happy Radhashtami. And there are so many past tense, but you every time hear past tense, so I thought I'd talk some philosophy. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments? Okay. श्रीमती राधारानी की जय, राधाष्टमी महामहोत्सव की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।